I know I can do it. I know I can do hard things, and this will be one of the hardest that I've ever done. I am taking part in the Ultra Trail de Mont Blanc, 108 miles around the Mont Blanc Massif with 9,900 meters of ascent. This race, UTMB, it levels, it humbles, and that's what I love about it. But the system needs to change. And I think that there's a real knowing that that needs to happen.
As a black person, even in the United Kingdom now, you hit the trails, it doesn't feel like a welcoming space. People, white people, they'll see you and then they'll do a double take.
Like why
as
are
if you
here?
don't
As
if you don't belong there. So that has an impact on you as an individual.
I think in 2019, I was walking around Chamonix, kind of almost just looking for someone like me. Didn't have to be a person of black ethnicity, just a person of colour, a woman, someone that I could just identify with, someone that I could feel, that I could share some form of this experience with. And they just weren't there. It really sparked something in me, and I thought to myself, one day I'll be here with more people like me, and they'll be taking part in races, and I'll be able to share the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows, and we'll cry together and we'll feel joy together. And I want to be part of making that day come. And now I'm here and I'm living the dream, because there are 7 women who are part of my community, our community, that are taking part in UTMB races. We're black trail runners. We launched it in July 2020 and it was a snowball. People from around the world saying, finally, a community that centres me.
I was just like, oh my gosh, like I have found my people. Listening to people talk about their lived experience and it being like my lived experience, them totally understanding it. I hadn't had that before.
It's not just one woman who's going out and doing these things. It's actually, there are loads of us who want to do this and loads of us who are capable of doing this. And hopefully next year there'll be more and more and more until you look at a start line and you go, that's cool, I can see me there. And just show that we're just people who want to be in the mountains, you know? It's not that much more than that.
We need to be in these places.
Yeah.
People need to see how impactful us as a global group can be in these spaces.
Yeah.
I wanted to get you all together because of the work that you are doing in order to promote ethnic diversity in trail running. We belong here. We always belonged here, but what it takes is a movement to create change. So raise a glass to yourself If you have a glass or raise a fist in power, because we are here, we are doing it, and we are stronger together. Yeah. All right?
Trail running's given me so much. Most of the time, I feel such joy being out here, and it's a part of me.
Go on, Sabrina!
I just wanted that for so many more people. I wanted to be part of breaking down barriers and inspiring and showing people like you belong here too. You really do, but we have to claim it.
I'm doing the OCC, which is the shorter one, but it's still not that short. It's a real privilege to get the opportunity to do this. This is a bucket list race for like so many people, and being here reminds me of why community is so important, because we do stand out.
All right, we have 1,900 athletes taking the start today. 121 nationalities represented.
CCC is 101 kilometres, 6,000 or so metres of elevation. My goal for CCC is to finish it. That's the ultimate goal, is to show myself that I'm capable of this. She's got a big adventure.
I was lucky to have Julia on the start line. We were just hugging each other and telling each other we've got this. It really kind of helps to settle those nerves.
You need to feel like you belong, and you need to feel safe to be comfortable to do these kind of sports. You know, the sport itself can be scary. You can have crazy weather, you know, the races can be intimidating, the distance can be intimidating. You want to feel safe when you're doing it.
Here she is! Let's go, Sam! Woo! Woo! Let's go, Sam! Yes!
Oh.
Let's go, Queen! You got this! Let's go, Queen!
The good thing about it is we're all so different. We've got mothers, we've got grandmothers, we've got a mix of ages, we've got a mix of, you know, running experience, but we're all out here working together as a team and supporting each other.
Fantastic. Your estimation was bang on.
We were bang on to meet you, so good.
Fantastic.
Seeing them there is so encouraging.
Deep, deep, babes.
You've got this. We're almost at the checkpoint.
It's the energy gel. All I need is them, and all they need is me and us. It's what community is about, right?
See you on the other side.
Watching people like Sabrina doing sort of crazy, amazing races, you know, that's fantastic. But also, you watch other members of the community who are just doing their first trail race or doing their, you know, their first half marathon, and that's super important because that's what inspires people and gives people the confidence, you know, to give this sort of stuff a go.
Don't forget that this is a great experience. This is a really hard race with the 15 kilometers and the 1,200 meters elevations.
When people talk about UTMB, they think about the 100 and whatever miles. True. But knowing that there are smaller races that they can actually think about doing, but still get that whole UTMB experience.
Are you ready to go? Cette fois, ça marche.
And you know when that seed is kind of planted, but you don't really follow it up. And I'm thinking, no, I can't do that. Too old for that. Let the younger ones get on with it. And it was like, oh, but it would be nice to have that experience. And you don't know who you inspire. This is the good thing about it.
It wasn't even a thing on my radar to sort of say, I want to go there. It wasn't even something that I aspired to. But running has just given me a different level of resilience that I never knew I had. When it gets really tough, either life in general or just you're in a race, you have to have the resilience to continue. I feel unbeatable.
My running, I only started running in 2009. And I started running not because I wanted to. I started running because I was experiencing really severe postnatal depression. My doctor said they wanted me to try something outside, something for myself. Why not try jogging? And I absolutely no way. That was not a space I'd ever seen myself in. I was overweight, I didn't have any running kit. I just didn't see myself represented in my local running scene. I grew up in a town where there were no black people, barely any people of colour. The outdoors was a really unsafe place for me to be. That was my lived experience. But I was so mentally ill that I was kind of willing to try anything. So yeah, I went out and I didn't even know it at the time, but I went onto a trail because it was a place that nobody could see me. So it was the local river path. And I walked, jogged, shuffled my way. Over 45 minutes, I did a mile. And all I could think about on that run was breathing, not falling into the river, because my legs didn't feel as though they could carry me. And although I was pretty physically broken, because I hadn't ever done anything like that before, I hadn't thought about taking my own life for an hour or 45 minutes. And that was unusual because that's where my head was going. My journey started there because I wanted to feel that mental feeling. I wanted to have more of that. I went back to the same towpath and I continued to challenge myself just a minute more each time. But I fell in love with being in nature. I fell in love with green spaces. I fell in love with listening to my body in the sense of there is no optimum speed in trail running. And it became about so much more than running. It was real medicine for the soul.
I was never a runner. It was only when I had my 2 children, I was on maternity leave and sort of, being a mum, which is great, but I just needed something else. There was no goal to compete or to, do any of these crazy things that I've done now. I just, wanted the time and space, so I started running.
I'm one of those people that never really liked running at school. I don't go into running to be competitive. I go into these races hoping to complete them, knowing there's a good chance that I won't. Just want people to know you don't have to be running ridiculous paces. I walk a lot in my runs, and that's fine.
I think for me, I've split CCC into a few milestones. For me, the first climb is the first milestone because it looks savage. Getting through the night. I've never run through the night before, and certainly not in the mountains. I've got confidence in myself and I've got confidence in my training, but it's never easy. Nobody is going to find this easy. This is hard. Like, it's a weird feeling, like clock watching the whole time. Because I've only ever had like half an hour leeway. You're always kind of keeping your eye on the watch.
It started to get closer and closer to the cutoffs, which was a real stress. I'm not going to lie, it was so stressful.
It's not a team race. It's inherently something you have to do on your own. But I think when it gets tough out there, there'll be an element of like, no, I want to do this because I want to succeed for the team. And actually, I think doing this collectively together, it's reminded me that I do have a right to be here.
I always feel like I've got the community backing me and the community behind me, sort of pushing me on. And when I get to the end, which I will get to the end, when I get to the end, they're all going to be there cheering me on, and I can't wait for that, you know, I can't wait for it.
It's the grit, it's the determination, is what we're about. Our resilience comes from a life and generations spent in struggle, but also in power. That's kind of why being here this week as a community of women means so much.
Oh, watch this time. I can't think of a single point where I think I didn't give it my all. It was just so relentless.
The furthest you've ever been. It's the furthest you've ever been. The furthest you've ever been. And you put everything into it.
My biggest fear was getting timed out. And it happened. When it came down to it, I was 10 minutes too slow. Just 10 minutes over the course of 25 hours nearly. It's such a small amount of time to rob you of that finish line. To get that close and then to be told it's over. When actually it wasn't over for me. I wasn't done. I failed. And it's not a nice feeling to feel like you failed when you've got so close.
I've been in ultramarathon situations that have taken me to really dark, dark places. And I'm able to draw from this just deep well of resilience.
I live to fight another day. I'm so tired.
slept. Everything I've been through brings me to be able to put myself in positions like this and grit it out when others decide they've had enough.
You got this, you got this, you got this, you got this.
Again, ultrarunner. Closing 8 minutes.
I think that it just took so much out of me having to deal with snow and mud.
3 minutes before the closing.
I just didn't have enough strength in me to power when I needed to power. You know, there's just nothing worse than feeling that kind of dream slip away, and there's nothing you can do. I'm a type A personality. I like goal setting, I like achieving goals, and the personal goal was to complete the loop. And because that didn't happen, I feel really disappointed, really sad. But what a ride. It's just, I'm so grateful that I have the Black Trail Runners community.
Yes, Becky! Woo! Black Trail Runners! Yay! Looking amazing! Looking amazing! Woo!
In the grand scheme of things, although yes, my goal was to finish UTMB and run under the arch, I've done what I wanted to do from an impact perspective.
We set out to say, hey, look, we belong here. To people of colour, to women of colour who are looking at us, they can see that they can do this. Not necessarily they can finish it, because things happen on the day, no one can guarantee that. But they can see that they have a right to be here.
I hope people can see you can be a different size, a different colour, but you can still do these hills and still do these races. We do belong here.
There's going to be so many more of us out on the trails because people have been inspired.
Exciting.
Taking a photo here.
I feel incredibly inspired by everybody and everything they've done. Becky smashed OCC. Sabrina, she got that incredible finish line moment. They smashed ETC.
7th in my age group. I'm aiming for the podium next time, guys.
Yes,
Go for it.
absolutely great.
Just
That's
saying.
nice done.
They were like, you were smashing. I'm like, was I? Yes. I was like, oh.
Yay! An amazing queen.
And I think what we're trying to do is create a door for the next generations to come through. Etta comes to these events with her mum, and it is normal. It is normal to her that her mum and us, and she knows us all, that we go and do these things.
Oh, you did so well!
So when she grows up, she doesn't think that she doesn't belong there because she feels like she does.
So, Etta, how was your first UTMB race?
Good.
Let's see your medal. Way, well done.
At the end of my days, and someone asks me what I'm proud to have been part of, it'll be this moment. It will be the legacy and that little girl, that little black or mixed race girl, or that little girl of colour who has no idea that places like this exist. And she might see a lady that looks like her doing something hard but joyful. And she might think, maybe I can do that. Because that little girl was me, and that is everything.